American cars on European roads.
American cars are not too big for European roads.
That statement in and of itself is accurate. It's a very common misconception that American cars are just too big, too tall, too wide, too long to be driven on European roads, and that's just not true.
The smallest possible cars sold in Europe and America are the same size. The biggest possible cars sold in Europe and America are about the same size.
For the most part, that's accurate too. But here's where things kind of go off the rails for me personally.
Example is the Unimog. This is a European vehicle, very widely used on many European roads, and it is taller, wider, and longer than a Ford F-350 pickup.
Yeah, but your neighbors generally don't drive Unimogs. That would be like one of your neighbors, in whatever city in the US driving a freaking MRAP. Plus, the Unimog is generally used for construction, farming. They're frequently modified into fire trucks, and they're used by the THW, the emergency response guys. They're not sold to the general public. Any jackass can go to a Ford dealership and buy an F-350. But that's not really the point. I think the thing for a lot of folks is it practical to bring something like an F-350 to Europe to have as a daily driver? The answer is no. It's just not practical. Because one of the most important things that people seem to forget, it's not about being able to drive a vehicle around. It's about the time that you don't spend in the car. You spend more time out of your car than you do in it, and you have to put your car somewhere. If you have something that is ridiculously tall and ridiculously long, you're going to have trouble parking it on the street or in a garage. Height clearance is going to be an issue at pretty much every underground and above ground garage, and the vehicle's length is going to be an issue for every parking space on the street. Because if your shit is too long to park, you're going to get tickets. And one of the biggest privately owned vehicles that you can purchase here at least in Germany, is the Cadillac Escalade V. That thing is ridiculously large. Driving it on the Autobahn would be a dream. Parking it in a city center would be a nightmare. And don't get me started on fuel. Average fuel economy for that thing is around 18 liters per 100 kilometers. That's probably not the best example because it is a niche vehicle. I mean, they cost well over $100,000. But these are the types of things that you have to keep in mind when you are considering either importing a large vehicle into Europe or purchasing one. How practical is it to own and drive and park?